Hey folks, Dan Frio here with your Mortgage Minute. The only news out today is housing starts. So that is headline news all around the country. So let's get it from my friend Rick Santelli over at CNBC. What's going on with the number? Take it away, Rick.
Santelli here, live at CME HQ with breaking news. Our June read on housing starts and permits. On the start side, 1,559,000 seasonally adjusted annualized units. That's a bit light. We're expecting a number closer to 1.580, so 1,580,000. That actually is the lightest just since last month when we were 1,549,000 before that gets revised, and that was the weakest since February of last year. And if we look at what's going on with permits, 1,685,000 seasonally adjusted annualized units. That's a bit better than expected. However, even though it's better than expected, it is still the lightest read since September of last year. We are starting to see some revisions last month, getting upgraded a bit from 1,549,000 to 1,591,000, which makes this month's read the lightest read since February of last year. Now, there's a variety of issues going on with housing. There's a whole segment that does cash deals, that's looking at the price potentially coming down as a positive because they want to get deals done. There's a lot of people that are dropping out of deals and contracts that were pretty much already completed. And we know that, of course, interest rates, supply issues are all playing havoc with what's going on with regard to housing. But maybe the one bright spot, if you wanted to call it a bright spot, slowing housing might help the Fed accomplish its mission, because it looks like it's going to have to strangle the economy a bit to get inflation where it sees or deems it to be versus where it's ultimately ended up due to a variety of policy issues. Joe, back to you.
Okay, so as you saw, the number is weak. So how does that help or how does that hurt us in the housing market? If you're out there and you're like, hey, I'm really looking to buy a house, but I'm waiting for prices to drop down, well, you might start seeing that here shortly. The main reason is there's a lot of housing coming to market, especially on the existing home sales. But we're seeing permits right now, or housing starts, starting to pull back, but the number's not as bad as the headline numbers look. So let's get over to the news. Okay, so now let's get over to the headline news on what they're saying about this housing data, because it's the only piece of data that we have today. So U.S. housing starts dropped to the lowest in 9 months in June. Doesn't paint a pretty picture, but let's really dig into the details. So we go to the economic calendar. We just have one piece of information coming in today, and it's housing permits. So let's really dive into this number. Is it as bad as people thought? Okay, well, the previous reading was 1.695 million home or permits were issued in May. Okay, the expectations for June were for 1.65. Well, it actually came in at 1.685. It exceeded expectations. So what is it? Is it gloom, doom, or is it okay? Well, let's check and see what the markets are doing. What I usually do is I go to the CNBC and check out what the bond market's doing, the stock market's doing, and I also check oil. Because if the stock market's rallying, usually that's not a good news for bonds, and I'll explain that here in a minute. But the Dow Jones is loving it. The S&P is loving it, and the NASDAQ is loving it. Let's see what's going on with oil, because I focus in on oil because this is the biggest piece of inflation, is the gas pump. You know, how much pain are we seeing at the pump? Oil prices are down. We're at 101.54, down 1% from the previous day. So oil's dropping, the stock market's up. So is it good news or bad news for mortgage rates? Let's get to it. Okay, so what we focus in on here is where mortgage rates are going. This gives me my crystal ball behind the scenes. What is going on with mortgage rates? Well, what I do is I follow this chart right here. This is what's going on with the MBS market. It is the bond that trades on Wall Street that's yield. Its yield is the biggest component of your mortgage rate. Okay, let me explain this for newbies. As this number goes up, the price of the bond, that's what this number is, as the price of a bond goes up, the yield, or in this case, your mortgage rate, would go down. Okay, so we have a nice little move today. I'll take up all day long because if you see the chart down below, you see nothing but down, down, down. And again, remember, as this goes down, the chart goes down, rates go up. Okay, we love when this goes up, but look at the bottom down there, the bottom of the chart. We've seen some reprieve. Have we hit a bottom? Only time's going to tell there. But let's see where mortgage rates are doing. So this is a mortgage report issued by Mortgage News Daily. They do this every day, and I post it just because it's easy to read. This is not an individual lender's rate sheet. These are not my rates. This is the national average out there. So you can see across the board, you have the 30-year fixed, 15-year fixed, 30-year jumbo, the ARMs, FHA and VA rates. You can see basically there's no change there. If it's 0.01, rates aren't going to change. Trust me. If you scroll down, let's see the trend for today. The trend for today is neutral because we only have one piece of housing data out today, and that's housing permits. And it came in okay. Okay, so that is my report for today. My name is Dan Frio. I do the mortgage report every morning to make sure you guys are informed and educated on real estate, especially when it comes to the financing options. So if you'd like to find out more about me and my team, we are now federally chartered. What that means to you is we can help you anywhere in the country as well as Puerto Rico. So if you're looking to build, buy, refinance, reverse mortgages, home equity loans, debt consolidation, renovations, anything when it comes to residential mortgages, we would love to help you. And you can find all you need to know about us at therateupdate.com. God bless, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back today at 2 o'clock with a special event. We're going to talk non-QM. What in the world is a non-QM mortgage? We're going to find out that and more today at 2 o'clock Central Standard Time. Join us then. Take care. Bye-bye.